So let's have a more detailed look. We've got a standard felt mat on top of a split platter in the style of the Lin LP12, Ariston RD11, Thorn's TD150, etc. Heavy, 1.9 kilos this platter. It's been machined a bit there to give it a true balance. Let's put that to the side. Central hub is made of aluminium, and the motor is off at the side here. You can see the belt's being a bit pinched at the moment by the chassis without the weight holding it down. Let's take a closer look. The original version, the manual version, would have had 2 steps on the hub here and 2 steps on the motor pulley, so the belt could be moved up or down accordingly without any difference in length and therefore stretch of the belt. This hub only has a single surface, as it was intended to be electronically controlled before it was modded to single speed. We can see a bit more of the floating chassis here. So if we just take a look under the chassis there, we can see there the spring arrangement. This is the same at the 3 points. We've got 2 horizontal springs with a little steel bush in the middle, on which sits the screw which makes the height adjustment. That just sits in the bush. You can see this bush is actually just bare steel. Normally it should have a rubber bush over it. That'll be this bit here that we found in the packaging. That's the original rubber that's perished and dropped off, so that's something that'll need changing. In fact, we'll change all 3 at the same time. I'll come to that shortly. The holes at the back and in front of the hub are for the transit screws. This deck sadly didn't have transit screws in it when it came in. It was carried in very carefully, but it should really have transit screws in, and absolutely needs transit screws before we can turn it over to do any work underneath. I managed to find in my box of odd screws a couple that are long enough to do the job. They're M6 threads and need to be 70 millimeters in length. Before I put the transit screws in, I'm going to take the belt off because it's in danger of pinching there. That said, this belt's pretty slack and shiny, so it's going to get replaced. One thing we can see looking straight down on the deck is that the chassis is not centered properly. It's very close to the edge of the motor there. The motor should sit perfectly in the center hole, and this lateral position gets adjusted by the main spring, which is underneath the bearing here. So in order to flip it over and attend to that, we'll need to put the transit screws in. What was provided in the packaging were these 2 pucks, which go under the chassis and we slide the other one in from the front here. And once that's lined up, can tighten up these bolts, and that locks the chassis down. Just before we flip it over, let's just check the motor. The motor has about a 1.5 mil of movement there, and you can hear it clicking as it goes up and down. So the motor mount will need tightening from underneath.
Thanks for watching this tutorial. If you found it helpful at all, please subscribe down below, and if you have any comments, put them in the box underneath. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your own turntable.